it had been a really nice, sunny, a little hot of a day. But out of the blue, while we are at the 20-lane highway in front of the main government offices of Myanmar, it started pouring down, absolutely pouring down. So the umbrellas are out. The weather's a lot more nicer though. We'll have to see what we do about it now.
Ishan! Ishan! Ishan!
What? Well, do you want to race? To race?
Race? Really?
Low and slow.
All right, let's go.
Yeah!
Just look at these roads.
Wake up, pretty mama, I'm home. I've been away for far too long.
Obviously, these are parade grounds where the military comes and goes, marches up and down, tung, 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 tung. And probably a lot of tanks also have run across this road. That's why the road is not so great. But even by those standards, it's unbelievable. What were they thinking?
In between another kiss, nothing in the world like this, to be back in your arms again.
I think Pyongyang would probably have something like this, and the Red Square in China is also vast. But this is vast on a different scale altogether. In China, at least, there are a lot of people. Here in Naypyidaw, there are nobody. There's one guy on a moped, and that's it. Probably the city planners were drag racing enthusiasts. So they wanted to create roads that were very conducive to motorsport. And this is the most incredible road I've driven on in the world.
Baby, hold me tight, don't let go. Show me how much you love me so.
By the old Mandalay pagoda, looking lazy at the sea, there's a Burma girl sitting,
and I know she thinks of me. For the wind is in the palm trees,
and the temple
bells they say, "Come you back, you British soldier, come you back to Mandalay."
Mandalay, where the old flotilla lay. Can't you hear their paddles chunking from Rangoon to Mandalay?
On the road to Mandalay, where the flying fishes play, and the dawn comes up like thunder out of China across the bay.
Suresh, when we signed up for the GLA adventure, I thought we were going to be driving around 6 continents in a couple of nice Mercs. And here we are in the middle of a raging monsoon.
Sucker! So the cars have been on a plane, but we've been on a boat. Now we are on a rickety boat in the middle of the raging Irrawaddy in the monsoons. So you remember the emergency procedure they gave us before this,
Yes,
right?
yes.
In case of an emergency,
Jump. Are they going to serve us a meal also? It's probably going to be fresh. You have to give them that credit. They'll probably just pick one up from here, cook it for you and give it to you.
I specified the Southeast Asian non-vegetarian meal.
Ah. But the Irrawaddy, jokes aside, is the single most important river of Myanmar. It's actually like the Ganga for India. Huge river, runs almost the length of, almost across the country.
It is a mighty river.
It is a mighty
river. It's a broad-chested, flowing river.
The monsoon doesn't help.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. Also, the river, given its size, is also used mainly for a lot of the trade happens through the river. A lot of the rice that's exported out of the country, in fact, transported within the country, is also done using the Irrawaddy. So, from that perspective, in fact, in the background, we can see that huge merchant ship, barge, transporting stuff across.
You've heard of the Angkor Wat. You've obviously seen pictures of it. Machu Picchu, you've seen those. Taj Mahal, obviously we've all seen it. But have you heard of Bagan in Myanmar? I hadn't until I came to this place. And it's such a shame because this place is absolutely spectacular. It is one of the wonders of the world. Thousands and thousands of temples dotted across this countryside. It takes your breath away.
Known as the Valley of Temples, this valley is spread over 26 square miles in Bagan, and at its peak, it had over 4,400 temples constructed by the kings of Bagan between the 11th and the 13th century.
Most of the temples here are over 1,000 years old, so it's remarkable that still 2,200 temples remain. They've survived the vagaries of weather, of nature, of the heavy monsoons in these parts, and of course raiders like Kublai Khan. And the temples are beautiful. Because they've been built over a period of 200 years, they have different architectural styles, and it is a visual delight.
As one would imagine, with a history as old as these temples have, it's taken a dedicated effort by UNESCO and other agencies to restore them to their glory. A lot of the temples contain statues of the Buddha, and some even contain lovely frescoes.
The kings of Bagan, who were the first kings of Myanmar, considered building a temple to be an act of merit. And it's a wonderful thing. And look at what they've left behind for us. these beautiful temples for generations after generations to enjoy. It's spectacular.
Spectacular is the correct word because of two things. One, the view you get from this vantage point, and two, the sunrise that we witnessed. It's a sunrise that you'll treasure because you see a lovely view and thousands of temples, and that's something to remember for the rest of our lifetime.
An experience of a lifetime.
Absolutely.
Tonight I'm wrapped deep in the storm.
And on that note, it's time to say goodbye. Goodbye to Myanmar, goodbye to the GLA adventure, and hand over keys and driving duties to Ishan to bring back the two Mercs home. I shall be waiting in Pune for the day when both the Mercs triumphantly return back to the factory, back to the place where they were born.